All right. Good morning, everyone. Uh, I'd like to call the meeting to order and acknowledge that we're in Treaty 1 territory, the home and traditional lands of the Anishinaabe, Ojibwe, Innu, Cree, and Dakota peoples, and the national homeland of the Red River Métis. Our drinking water comes from Shoal Lake 40 First Nation and Treaty 3 territory. My name is Neil Harden. I'm chairing today's panel. With me via Zoom are Harvey Diamond and Michelle Duncan. The assessor today is Victoria Ho, and the recording secretary is Nicole Carnegie. We will be hearing applications for revision of the business assessment rule in accordance with the Municipal Assessment Act and the City of Winnipeg Charter. The matters for which revision is requested have been described in each application and will limit discussion to those matters. The statements that made at this hearing are sworn testimony, and anyone speaking to the matters must be sworn in. Be advised that comparisons of assessments of properties are not considered evidence of market value by the board. The board is appointed annually by council and is independent of it in the city administration. It makes its decisions on the basis of the evidence provided at this hearing and issues a written order to be mailed to all parties as soon as possible. Please note that the board's decisions with respect to an application may be appealed to the Manitoba Municipal Board if the matter pertains to assessed value, or to the Court of King's Bench if the matter pertains to the applications of exemptions from taxation. Should you wish to appeal, information on how to do so will be included with the board's order. With respect to the hearing process, I will confirm the points of appeal with your property to be addressed with each applicant following the swearing in. We'll then have the assessor's testimony followed by questions the applicant may have, then the applicant's testimony followed by questions. Each side will have an opportunity to summarize if they wish. Once all the evidence about an application has been brought forward, the applicant may leave. The process will repeat for each item on the docket today. The session will close after all the applications have been heard, and the board will deliberate in private and make its decisions. You will receive the board's decision by registered mail as soon as possible. As information, all public hearings are live streamed, recorded, and will be part of the public record. We will be hearing items 1 through 8 on their docket today. Ms. Carnegie, please affirm the assessor's and applicant's testimony.
Thank you. Madam Assessor, please state your full name.
Victoria Ho.
Do you affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Madam Applicant, please state your full name.
Susanna Ibera.
You affirm that the evidence you're about to give at this hearing is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
All right, thank you for that. And now we have a preliminary issue to deal with, in that the city's briefs were received late at 4:30 yesterday. Can I ask Ms. Ho why the city's briefs were late?
I was not feeling well. I was ill for the past couple days.
Okay. All right. Now, Madam Applicant, I didn't catch your name. Could you repeat it for me?
Susanna Ibera.
Susanna Bear?
Ibera. Ibarra.
Ibera. Okay. Okay. Now, are you do you object to receiving the city's evidence late?
I do. I was actually not forwarded the email until 5 minutes prior to this call.
Okay. All right. Now, Ms. Ho, do you care to respond then to the applicant's objection?
I understand. Like I said, I hope that there could be some empathy for any illness, but if I also have received the applicant's documentation just momentarily also, but if I understand their objection.
Okay, just to highlight the board's procedure, we normally want to receive the briefs 48 hours prior to the hearing, and then once each party has forwarded their briefs, then they receive the other party's brief at the same time. So it's basically an exchange of briefs. So if a brief isn't sent, then one isn't received either. It's to prevent the parties from getting an undue advantage by seeing the opponent's brief early. Okay, I think the board has to recess and consider the objection, and so we'll take a recess and then come back with our decision on whether the briefs are admissible or not. Thank you very much. So we'll adjourn for until we make a decision. All right, welcome back. We will come back into session. Obviously, the board has spent a fair bit of time discussing this matter, and we have decided to do the following. We will not accept the city's briefs, either written or orally, but we will ask the assessor to read in the tombstone information, if you will, and the assessed value, and then we will proceed with the applicant's presentations after that. So that's how we will proceed. So Ms. Ho, can you read in the tombstone information for the first property, which is 1440 Jack Blick Avenue?
Okay. File number is 22-4813. This is for the roll year 2023, address 100A-1440 Jack Blick Avenue. Business assessment ID is 50343. Total rental I can't pronounce things. I'm sorry. Total annual rental value is 255,420 for a total area of premise of 10,473 square feet.
Okay, thank you for that. And now, Ms. Ibarra, do you have any questions of the assessor on that information?
No, I do not.
Okay, and panel, do you have any questions on that information?
Do not. Thank you.
All right, so Ms. Ibarra, then you can begin your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So our analysis is actually based on market data available to us in the what was disposed for us of comparable spaces. So for this one in particular, based on our analysis, we did redact private client information that they wish to not disclose. But we were able to draw an overall market analysis based on the medians and means of that information available. And that ranged from $11 to $24.10 per square foot based on their leases, and average of $17.37 square feet and a median of $17.74 per square foot. The GLA of those comparables ranged from 9,000 to 11,500 square feet. So the subject is located right behind Polo Park Mall, an area which is lower traffic with less visibility to the arterial roads. We believe that based on this and our analysis that a base rent of $18 per square foot is reasonable, considering the medians in the market. As noted by our analysis, we rounded up to those medians and means to $18 for Polo Park, which is in close proximity to Polo Park Center. So we did adjust that the location for that. We don't believe that a higher rate of this is reasonable due to the inferior visibility of the subject. So we do recommend a rate of 188,514 for the subject's base value business value, with the consideration given to the comparables in our analysis. And that is all.
Okay, questions, Ms. Ho?
Are you aware of the actual rent for this business?
We did not have the lease for this store.
Are you aware it might be higher than what you're indicating?
It could very well be, but we do not have that information.
Okay. Are you aware that a review has been done at the realty level for this property and the value has been reassessed to this current value?
I have no prior knowledge to that.
Thank you.
Okay, Harvey, any questions?
Yes, I'm looking at your comparables and I don't see them. I'm looking at page 9 and it shows St. Vital Square, but I don't see amounts. I don't know the addresses. I don't know where they are. So I'm wondering, I have no basis of knowing how your analysis even is there. So I don't think your evidence is any better than the city's isn't filed. You're going to have to show more than that. We need particulars on this. So can you please, anyway, that's my comment right now. I don't see how you arrive at your analysis and final number.
Thank you for that. I certainly see that. Based on client privacy, we weren't able to show all those details. So what we were able to show is in the report, but we were able to give ranges, which is also in the report and as stated.
Well, here's the situation. I've been on this board for many, many years. I've seen a lot of information before, and it's always presented before us. I've never seen anything presented in the manner you did. And, there's a lot of information that's available. And at least if you would have shown the amounts in each case, we still wouldn't know who it is. So I'm not, I don't know. I don't know how you arrive at your final figure, and I don't know how I'm going to give it any effect. So that's my comment.
Thank you.
Okay,
Other questions? Thank you.
Michelle, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I'm having the same challenge. I mean, granted, I understand the confidentiality component, but either on one side, we should at least know the general, the type of business, and in the absence of having the type of business, not knowing the actual identity of the businesses, having the numbers would give us on one side or the other to try to figure out where the comparables lie versus just the numbers reported. It's definitely a challenge for sure that I'm having some difficulty with. So, I mean, I guess my question would be, is there any additional information that can be provided? And yeah, I think you've answered that based on confidentiality, there's not, but is that safe to say?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. No other questions.
All right. I won't repeat the comments that my colleagues have made, even though I share them. I think probably, I mean, without identifying the exact location, we could know the amount and the terms of the lease and whatnot, that sort of thing. Also, one further comment. Typically, well, the numbers have to be evenly divisible by 12. So we round to that number. And so should we accept your valuation, the final number would be $214,680. Has to be evenly divisible by 12. So thank you for that. So we will go on to the second property, which is 1485 Portage. unit L130A. Let me
Oh.
just open the brief.
Okay. Just tell me when you're ready.
Okay, I'm ready with that one.
Alrighty. So file number 22-4814. Looking at the roll year 2023, address is L130A-1485 Portage Avenue. Business assessment ID is 24798. For a business name Sports Check, number 346. Looking at a total annual rental value of 1,104,600 for a total area of premises of 42,000 square feet. Thank you.
All right. Questions, Miss Abera?
No, I do not.
Okay, any questions from the panel?
No
No.
question.
All right. So then you can begin your presentation.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So for this one, it pretty much is the same scenario as you were saying. A lot of information would have to be redacted for privacy reasons for our client. But we do recognize that this location is actually in Polo Park, so it is a superior location within the mall. Well, that's the case of our lease information. We were able to find from Grant Park and had relatively recent leases, comparable also to Smart Centers Southwest, that indicated a range between $6.75 to $16.75. We also found that although slightly dated, but still notable comparables in Polo Park area ranged between $17.40 to $18.29. Due to this limited amount of lease information available, these leases reflect the most comparable mall and location settings. Using this lease data, we were able to we believe that our rate the rate should be on actually the high end of that range due to the superior location, and so we rounded up, which the median was $16.12, and the average was $14.45. We rounded that up to the higher end of that range to $19 per square foot, and we determined that was reasonable for the subject premise. And just to give a little more context, those lease comparables range from 15,200 square feet to 86,000 square feet. And that is all.
Okay. Questions, Ms. Ho?
Are you aware that there has been a renewal of with the lease for this location?
No, we did not have the lease with us.
Okay. Are you aware of a review has been done with this property at the realty level and the value has been reassessed using the actual rent?
I have no prior knowledge to that.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Michelle, questions?
Just the same points as last time. No other questions. Thank you.
Harvey, any questions?
Yes, I noticed that on page 9, you indicate figure 6, which is, I think, what you're relying on for your evidence, which is redacted, but it indicates that it's for convenience stores. And we're not dealing with a convenience store here, are we?
No, sorry. So that is a typo from a previous report sent out, but the information chart was changed. Template.
Okay, and you're using Polo Park area stores. Why would you use Polo Park when you have a property in Polo Park?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
Yeah, you indicate that 2 of the properties, although we don't know what they are, and it's redacted, but you indicate they're Polo Park area. Why wouldn't it be in Polo Park itself?
I believe you're referring to the Polo Park and area. So those 2 are more comparable to our subject, which is in Polo Park. So the Polo Park area is viewed as a premier location versus outside. So we put more weight on those two comparables. So that's why we're at the higher end of the range. Those two comparables specifically are between $17 and $40, $17.40 to $18.29. And so we put most weight on that so that we rounded up to $19 per square foot.
Question I asked you was, I know there's Polo Park, which is prime, and there's areas around Polo Park in that area that are very different, and there's all kinds of them. So why wouldn't you use properties when you're comparing in Polo Park itself rather than just the area?
Because that's the only information we had available, and that's why we put more weight on the Polo Park area specifically.
Okay, thank you. No more questions.
Okay, what were the size of the comparables in the Polo Park area? Because of course there's the size varies quite a bit, and there are economies of scale.
Correct. For these two, they range from 34,286 square feet to 36,621 square feet.
Okay, so of the same order of magnitude as the one in question. Okay, thank you very much. We'll move to 1485 Portage, again, unit unit 227C. Again, let me just open the file. Okay, Ms. Ho, you can proceed with this one.
All right. So file number 22-4751. Roll years 2023. Address is 0227C-1485 Portage Avenue. Business assessment ID is 24791. Business name is Ardeen. Total annual rental value under appeal is $258,960 for a total area of the premises of 3,505 square feet. Thank you.
Okay, any questions, Ms. Barra?
No, I do not.
Okay, any questions from the panel?
No.
Okay, then you can proceed with your presentation then.
Thank you. This location is in the Polo Park Mall. So based on our analysis of actual market leases, the median rent per square foot of the comparables spaces was $17.87 per square foot. Again, this is all the same information that we had to redact because they were actual leases from a client. While we recognize that the Polo Park area is a superior shopping center in the city, we believe that there are other also high traffic shopping centers that should also be included in the analysis, not only the Polo Park. For example, Seasons of Tuxedo and Regent Park. These comparables have a high-end value of $24.10. Therefore, we're of the opinion that our base ABR of $71.83, which is $40 above the next highest lease as we found in our analysis, is overstated. So given this premier location, we looked at the actual lease rate that from our client, and we're able to draw ranges which range from the high end of $24.14 to a low end of $13. Indicated averages of $17.87 and a median of $18.47, which ranged in GLA between 3,000 and 25,000 square feet. Although we do believe that this is a very prestigious location, we believe that the highest range of the $18 rounded up to $19 we doubled, sorry, the $24.10 was our highest range. So we doubled that to account for the premier location to $50 per square foot for the subject property. And that is all.
Okay, questions, Ms. Ho?
Are you aware that there was a renewal in the contract for this location?
Again, I did not have the lease with this location, so I do not.
Are you aware, what is the overall range for Polo Parks, for the Polo Park rents, do you have?
The range of our analysis are specifically the comps that are located with Polo Park.
With Polo Park?
So these ones, I believe is $13 to $23.27.
Okay. You do agree that this is a prestigious location?
Yes, I do.
So if you would seeing $75 a square foot for this location be odd to you, or would that be expected for you?
I have no other market data than to go off what we found, and so I can't comment to that.
All right. Are you aware that a review has been done at the realty level and the value has been recessed to using the actual rent?
I have no knowledge to that.
Thank you.
All right. Questions, Harvey?
I'm looking at your comparables, and I'm just wondering why you'd use comparables like Richard Park Shopping Center, which is nowhere near Polo Park and nothing like it. I'm not even sure where Westmoreland Shopping Center Mall is. So I'm just questioning your comparables, Ms. Amira. And I don't know how they even arrive at the amount of rent you've chosen to use, which seems picked out of the air at $50 a square foot when you have your comparables show a high end of 2410 and a low end of 13 and a median of 1787. So that's my question to you. Where do your comparables come from?
Those are actual lease information that we have.
And how are they helpful?
They give us from based what we have, they're able to give us what we're understood as the market is demanding at the time.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
Okay, Michelle, questions?
Yeah, I guess it's still consistent with the comparable questions. I mean, Polo Park has many rental units. Why would you not utilize additional Polo Park specific rental units versus the ones that aren't in the area?
That's because we didn't have access to that information. So we're only using information we do have access to, which are actual leases, internal leases.
Yeah, there's at least two properties today that are 1480 Portage Avenue. I assume they're both units within Polo Park, but you didn't utilize that that other Polo Park comparable. So there was at least one other one that you would have been able to compare it to. Why wouldn't you have utilized something internal to the Polo Park Mall?
That's correct. It's because of their GLAs. Both subjects had different GLAs, so our range for comparables differed for both of them.
Okay, thank you. And there's no other Polo Park comparables that your organization has at all?
That we have access to information? No.
Okay, thank you. No other questions.
All right. So let's move on to 2305 McPhillips, which I understand is a Canadian Tire store. Which actually kind of surprised me because I thought that would have a legal address, but whatever. Okay, go ahead, Ms. Ho.
Oh, you're ready? Just give me a second. I'm not the one ready. Sorry, I'm teasing. Alrighty. Okay, so file number 22-4811, roll year 2323. Sorry, 2023, not 23, excuse me. Address is 333-2305 McPhillips Street. Business assessment ID is 36773. The business name is Canadian Tire. We have a total annual rental value of 1,427,940 for the total area of all premises of 104,567 square feet. Thank you.
Okay, questions, Ms. Ibarra?
I do not.
Michelle, questions?
No questions, thank you.
Harvey?
No questions, thank you.
All right, begin, Ms. Ibarra.
Thank you. So the subject store is located within a mall. It is 104,567 square feet of gross leasable area. The return base assessment relied on base rent is 1,171,362 for the subject credit, which is broken down into 93,678 square feet of retail space, 8,142 feet square of service area, and 2,742 square feet of mezzanine and storage space, which equates, which they have a blended base rate of $11.20 per square foot. It is noted that this premise has amended lease in 2018 of $12 per square foot. So we had the lease information for that. We do consider that this is insufficient market evidence of value, given that the business motivations associated with Canadian Tire and its location that was present since 1997, and considering the market as a whole. Canadian Tire found that this rate to be appropriate in the context of their retail operations and branding, but it does not reflect the market. Rather, it's more of a balance against their sales and their goodwill in the location. So refer to the actual market data provided in our analysis. For like to point out the staples at 947 St. James Street, which had an asking rate of $12 per square foot. The lease was signed in 2021 for an undisclosed amount with the retailer Crazy Biz. This is a good location of retail, and it has a much smaller GLA of 28,937 square feet. Due to economies of scale, a larger area would achieve a lower rent. All things being equal, when reflective of the market, the rental rates in our analysis indicate a range of $6.66 to $10.43 per square foot, with a median of $8.24 per square foot for leases over 30,000. A rental rate in the middle of the market range is considered reasonable. After a review for the purposes of this analysis, we also noted that our subject had a much larger GLA, which suggests that a lower rate would be applied. But it is a good retail location, and it's desirable for their clients. So we considered our analysis based on the $6.66 to $10.43, with the median of $8.24 and leases over 30,000 square feet. So therefore, we're of the opinion that $9 per square foot is reasonable for the subject property. And that is all.
Okay, questions, Ms. Ho?
Are you aware that the review was done at the realty level and the value has been reassessed lower using the actual rent?
No, I do not.
Thank you.
All right, Michelle, questions?
What was the date for when the lease was renegotiated to the $12?
2018.
Thank you. No further questions.
Harvey, any questions?
Yeah, if the current rent is $12 and was negotiated in 2018, why on your analysis on page 10 are you showing a rental of $10.43?
Sorry. 10. You mean within the chart
Yeah.
for this?
Oh, I think James, I'm sorry. McPhillips, yeah, you're showing 1043, yeah.
The subject probably should not have been considered within the actual analysis.
You're showing it and you're showing a different amount and used in your analysis. Why would you use $10.43? We know that that one is 12. How can we have any dependence on any of your other ones then if we can see that this one is incorrect?
Again, it's $12 per square foot. That's within the lease. It should not be. It's not within the analysis.
Okay, so if it is $12 per square foot, why should you tell us that the market value is only $9 per square foot?
Because we're considering other factors like location, what the market is saying. So we believe not only the lease should be considered, but as well as the market as a whole.
And I'm asking you now, when I see that this is incorrect, that it's 12 and you're showing 1043, why we can have any dependence on any of the other things you're showing us?
I don't believe that's the pole park. Sorry, I'm having trouble seeing that in mine. Give me one second. Okay, no, so I found it. So that's the start date of 2008. So that's considered the lease of the 2008. So there was a step up in 2018 of $12.
And do any of the others have step ups that you're not showing us?
That is the most current information we had available.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Okay, one question. You say you don't consider the $12 to be market. Canadian Tire is one of the anchor tenants for the mall here. Why would we think that they wouldn't get a prime rate as being one of the anchor tenants?
Sorry, so what I meant by that comment is we also want to consider all other factors, not only solely the lease of the tenant. We want to take everything. That's why we looking at a market as a whole, we arrived at our conclusion.
Okay, thank you.
May I have one more question, please?
Sure.
Is the Canadian Tire on St. James Street 750, would you say that that's a comparable rent to the subject?
I can't comment to the locations. I didn't specifically look into their location comparability.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. We'll go let's take a 5-minute break here let's make it till 10:25 and then we'll proceed to the last 4 properties. All right, welcome back. We'll reconvene. The next property is 1555 Regent Avenue, Unit T59A. So Ms. Ho, you can begin.
All right. So file number 32-4741, roll years 2023. Address is Unit T59A-1555 Regent Avenue West. Business assessment ID is 6975. Business name Ardeen. Total annual rental value is under appeal is 117,180. Total area of all premise is 4,078 square feet. Thank you.
Okay, any questions, Ms. Ibarra?
No, I do not.
Okay, any questions from the panel?
No questions, thank you.
No question, thank you.
Okay, so Ms. Ibarra, you can proceed on this one then.
Thank you. So this is the same situation as the other. Our analysis with actual lease data available had to be redacted for privacy reasons. So based on this information, the actual lease rates spaces of our comparables within our analysis ranged from $12 per square foot to $19.50 per square foot. No lease data was available within the actual subject's location, their mall, which I believe is Caledon Place. Our recommended rate is $20 per square foot, which is based on us finding that the highest end of that range of our comparables was reasonable, and we rounded up to account for that our location is within a mall. So we believe that is a factor that needs to be played. And so some more information about our lease information data is, again, they range from $12 to $19 per square foot. There's a median of $14 and an average of $14.85 per square foot. They range from 1,191,000 to 6,447,000 square feet. And that is all.
Okay, questions, Ms. Ho? Are you muted, Ms. Ho? Yes, you are muted.
Sorry, yeah, are you aware of the overview has been done at the realty level and the valley has been reassessed to a lower level using the actual rent?
No.
All right. I've noticed that you're using comparables at Portage Place and Dunkirk Place. How are those comparable to the subject property?
They're within the same range of GLA, our subject. This is the information we had within that GLA range of comparability for our subject, and that is the range that our analysis is determined.
Where is exactly Dunkirk Place located?
Get an address for you. Well,
Do you have that address, Ms. Ibarra?
sorry, so I'm having a hard time accessing your system with the original analysis. So I'm just getting someone to look in that for me. If we can come back to that.
Okay. All right, we'll come back and wait for your answer on that. Any other questions, Ms. Ho?
Do you believe that the Portage Place and Duncan Place are superior or inferior to the subject?
Without the address and actually looking at it right now, I'm not able to answer that question.
Alrighty, thank you.
Okay, Harvey, any questions?
Yes, similar to Ms. Ho, I'm looking at your comparables, which we don't know what the amounts are because you haven't shown us to reject it. But I don't know how are you comparing Portage Place, where 4 of your comparables are, which is a urban mall with a residential mall like Culloden Place. Like, I don't see how those comparables are helpful to us. Can you tell me what we should consider them even?
Sorry, I have the address. It's 1074 St. Mary's Road.
Okay, my question still. Can you answer it?
Again, this is what we had at the time of internal leases information that we were able to look and it fit within our ranges.
Okay, so this is the only information you have, and I know you're in Calgary and everything, but the fact of the matter is that you're representing people in Winnipeg, and you're or who have locations here at least, and you know, if you give evidence to support your position, it should be evidence that makes sense. If you don't have that to evidence, you can't get it. Should you even be doing this at this application?
We do have a duty to our clients to proceed as they direct us to.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm looking at page 9. I really have to tell you again, it's, I've emphasized this before. I don't find your vision helpful. And so I have a difficult time trying to figure out your brief as a total because of that. But, so it's a comment, I guess. I don't think you can give me an answer to that. So I have no further questions. Thank you.
Okay, Michelle, any questions?
Nothing further than previously presented in response.
Okay, thank you. I have no questions and haven't been asked. So we'll go on to 555 Sterling Line.
Just give me a moment. I'm just pulling it up.
Okay.
Okay, so I have file number 22-4748, roll years 2023, address is unit 140-555 Sterling Line Parkway. Business assessment ID is 52922. Business name is Ardeen. We have a total annual rental value of $234,900, a total area of all premises of 7,203 square feet. Thank you.
Okay. Any questions, Ms. Ibarra?
No, I do not.
Okay. Any questions from the panel?
No.
No questions, thank you.
Okay. So you can begin, Miss Ibarra.
Thank you. So based on, again, the lease information we had available of actual leases, our analysis showed that the market had a median rent per square foot of comparable spaces was $19 per square foot. That is rounded from 1856. These market leases range from 5,900 square feet to 10,600 square feet, with the high end of those leases being $10.14 per square foot and the low range being $11 per square foot. The subject is a newer bill, but we don't believe that warranted the $6 difference from the highest range of our analysis to the current $30.11 that base ABR. So we, based on our analysis, none of our leases showed to be over $24, including those in shopping centers such as Seasons Tuxedo, Garden City, and Smart Centers Winnipeg. southwest. Therefore, we believe that a rate of our analysis the top range is reasonable of the $24 per square foot. Again, all that information from our analysis ranged from 5,900 square feet to 10,600 square feet. The high end was $24.10 to a low range of $11, average of $19.25, and medium of $18.56, which took an account to the $24 per square foot. And that is all.
Okay, questions, Ms. Ho?
Sorry, just give me a moment. All right, are you aware that there was a recent lease start for this location for this business?
No, I do not have the lease information.
Okay. Are you aware that a review has been done at the realty level and the value has been reassessed lower below the actual rent for this property?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, questions, Michelle?
Yeah, which outlet is this in the outlet mall? Like, which store is it?
The RDs.
Okay. And I am curious. So this is a client, you have their information, they're asking for a relook at their assessment, but you don't have their actual lease information?
For business purposes, that's my division. I do not.
Would you see that as maybe being valuable to the appeal process?
Certainly do, ma'am. We do ask for that information, and the client provides them when they can. Sometimes privacy, or they don't have the time to give it to us, but definitely something valuable for sure.
Okay, no questions, thanks. No other questions, thanks.
Okay, questions, Harvey?
No, I don't have any further questions that have been asked. Thank you.
Okay, and I have no questions, so we will then proceed to 1225 St. Mary's Road, Unit 54.
Just give me a moment. I am sorry. Alrighty. So file number is 22-4801. Roll year is 2023. The address is Unit 54-125 St. Mary's Road. Business assessment ID is 6329. This is a Walmart. We have the total annual rental value of $1,962,240. Total area of all premises is 156,977 square feet. Thank you.
Okay, questions, Ms. Barra?
No, I do not.
Okay, any questions from the panel?
No.
No questions, thank you.
Okay, then proceed, Ms. Barra.
Thank you. So this is or subject to the retail store. It is 506,977 square feet. The estimated base ASR is $10 per square foot. So based on recent trends of the size and construction have shown minimal demand within the city of Winnipeg, based on our review of just the overall market. Our review of the market has found leasing of comparable retail spaces as within our analysis of the number of leases, listings, medium lease rents. Those are things that we consider. However, we have taken into consideration also property type, total leasable area, and location. And coming with our final lease rate, our final recommendation for the purpose of the report, the listing are comparable at 947 is St. James Street, which is a Staples, and they had an asking rate of $12. This is the same property for the Canadian Tires. Another one that we previously talked to. So their that lease was signed in 2021 for an undisclosed amount, which is felt to be a good location and close, much smaller though than our subject at 28,000 square feet. Our analysis will show that there's two locations that are above $10 per square foot, that of Garden City and Polo Parks, which are much smaller than the subject property, and therefore we believe that a downward adjustment was warranted to those to account for economies of scale. And a rental rate in the middle of the market range is considered to be reasonable, given our analysis. That the subject has a larger GLA, and the data construction, which suggests a rate of downwards adjustment for that. And but it's still a good location at St. Vital Mall. So therefore we considered the range from our analysis was $6.66 to $10.43 per square foot, a medium $8.24 for leases over 300,000, and we arrived at an estimated base rent of $8.25. And that is all, sir.
Okay, questions, Ms. O?
If there were a renewal or a renegotiation today, would it be significantly, would the base rent be higher or lower compared to 20 years ago?
I have no knowledge of the inner workings of Walmart and how they do their negotiation, so I wouldn't be able to answer that.
Just in general, I'm just asking.
I would not be able to answer that without that prior knowledge.
All right. Are you aware the review was done at the realty level and the value has been reassessed lower?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, questions, Harvey?
None that I haven't asked on previous matters. Thank you.
Okay, Michelle?
I apologize if I missed it when if it was said, but what's the actual rent right now on the subject property?
We don't have that.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and I have no questions. So we'll go on to our last property, 1225 St. Mary's Road, Unit S101. So when you're ready, Ms. Hope.
Alrighty. So file number is 22-4755. Roll year is 2023. Address is unit S101-1225 St. Mary's Road. Business assessment ID is 29253. Business name is Ardeen. Total annual rental value is $340,640. Total area of all premises is 15,185 square feet.
Okay, questions, Ms. Ibarra?
No, I do not.
Any questions from the panel?
No questions, thank you.
No questions.
Okay, proceed, Ms. Ibarra.
Thank you. So this is another Ardeen's location that based on our analysis, again, that had to be redacted as all the other. So based on this information that we did have available to us internally, the comparable of actual leases of similar GLAs indicate that an average of $17.28 per square foot, and a medium of $17.13 per square foot. No data was available for leases that were located in St. Vital Center, like the subject premises. So we recommended a rate based on the medium, which we rounded up to $18 per square foot due to the superior location of it being in an enclosed mall. So our lease data ranged from 10,000 to 25,000 square feet, and the high end of that range was $24 per square foot, and the low range was $11 per square foot. Average was $17.28, and median was $17.13, and which we rounded up to $18 per square foot. And that is all.
Okay, questions, Ms. Ho?
I'm just looking, it appears, I'm just trying to double check. It appears that all your RDN are using different comparables, or are they all using the same comparables?
They're all different depending on location and size of the RD, and they all varied.
Okay. Are you aware that the review was done at the realty level and the value has been reassessed lower?
No.
Thank you.
Okay, questions, Michelle?
None that haven't been asked and responded to previously.
Okay, questions, Harvey?
Similarly, I have no further questions based on the same criteria that Michelle just mentioned.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much then. That concludes today's hearing. We have heard all items scheduled and this hearing is now adjourned. So thank you very much for your presentations.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, Mr. Chair.